the mini maker box. This is such a fun project. I kind of squealed a little bit when I saw it, I will tell you. You're gonna get a couple cute little books, how to build a milk trap. And this one's so much fun, paint by stickers. So we're gonna have lots of fun with those books. So we're gonna put those to the side so we don't get any paint on them. And then your project this month is a rockin' Santa, and he's gonna rock back and forth. So it's a little Santa and sleigh going through the sky. You've got all your paints and everything you need. So now if you're at home and doing this box, you can take out this tissue, open this box up and fold it out flat, and then you can paint right on here so you don't get paint on mom's table or anything. So it's a great thing to do. But we have our brown paper down here, so I'm just gonna move this out of the way. And we're gonna start here on our Rockin' Santa. So this wood is really thin, so be careful as you're opening your package. Get a parent's help to open this up. Use some scissors. Definitely take your time, because we don't want to break off any reindeer antlers. That would be so sad. And then they would have trouble flying. So just very carefully open this package up. The preparation is very important when you're doing a project like this. Okay, so there we go. So we have our main Santa part with a little moon down here and the Santa silhouette, and this is gonna rock back and forth on our design. And then we've got our pieces that are going to be used to help put it together. We can put those off to the side. And then we've got our tree pieces here. So we have 2 tree pieces. Now this project is kind of a 3D project. You're gonna see it from all sides. So I'm gonna suggest that you paint both sides of all your project. That's up to you, of course. If you don't wanna do that, then you don't have to, but I would suggest it because you can set it on a counter. It's gonna make a lovely little decoration for you. So we got 6 colors here in our packet. We've got a little brush for our glue to help glue together at the end. We don't have much to glue together, just a few little pieces. We have 3 colors for our tree because we're gonna do an ombre effect on it. I'll show you how to do that. It's pretty easy. If you don't wanna do that and you wanna paint it one color green, you go for it. It's your box, it's your project, and you get to do what you want to do. Then we have a few others to complete our little Santa piece over here. So we're gonna start here with our tree. Remember that a little bit of paint is going to go a long way. So as you're working with your paints here, this one needs a little stir up. So I'm just going to use the end of this brush to stir it up some, and then use the sponge to get all the excess off. So when we're dipping our paint, our sponge in for our paint, we're going to dip in, and then we're going to scrape off most of the excess, because that little bit's going to go a long way on our project. So we're going to dip that, the bigger end into our paint, scrape it off, and then we're just going to start hopping on our tree. Now when you do an ombre effect, you're going to do 3 colors. Got a little piece of wood here that didn't want to pop out. There it goes. You're going to do 3 colors that are going to kind of blend together. So the first layer of it, you're just going to kind of paint all over. Up. I'm going to do the same thing on the other tree at the bottom. I like to go darker at the bottom and then lighter as it goes to the top. But once again, this is your project. So if you like a certain green and you want to paint your whole tree that color, you do it. It's okay. No problem with that whatsoever. So I'm just continuing to dip in, scrape off the excess on the side of the paint container, and then paint. Give you a little close-up of what that looks like right now. So you see it's not perfect, and that's okay because that's going to be part of our ombre effect. So now I'm going to go with our next color. Let's see what this one was. It's number 27. I put number 27 in the middle on mine. So I put 25 at the bottom, 27 in the middle. And I'm going to go a little bit over 25 with this color as I'm painting. Dip, dip, dip. Scrape off the excess and then hop all over. And you're just going to continue doing that until you get both sides of your trees painted, because you'll see once we put this together, you're going to see both sides. Okay, and then our last color is 26. It's the lightest green, kind of a little brighter. Same technique, a little bit. The lighter one takes a little bit more to cover. The important part is that you hop out until you do not see shiny paint anymore. You want it to be nice and matte looking, almost looking dry a little bit. That's okay. If you want to do another coat, you can do another coat on it too if you think it needs a little bit more. So now to complete this little ombre look, I'm going to go back with my wet green, and right here where they go together, I'm going to hop right on top of it and leave it kind of a little bit goopy. And then I'm going to do the next color, number 27, and I'm going to go right on top of that. And what that does is it kind of blends the two colors together. Okay? And then I'll go back with the green, the 25 green on top of that. And so that shows you where they're blended a little bit better. So down here you see a little bit blend. Up here we haven't blended them yet, so they're a little more separated. Okay? So now we're going to do the same thing with the next two colors up. We're going to hop with it wet, and then hop right on top of it wet. And go back over and just blend it out. Okay? So then you have a three-tone tree there. So I'll add a little bit more down in this area. Need a little bit more coat right in that area. That's perfect. And then we're going to do the same thing over here. I'm going to get some green. Dip in. Number 25. Go back over any areas that you think need a little bit more paint. You can go ahead and grab them. But you want to make sure you leave some of this paint wet up in here so that we can blend the two colors together. So it's a fun thing to do. It's a little fun technique. If you've never done ombre, give it a try. If you don't like it, you can always go over it and paint with a solid color. It's not a problem. That's the great thing, is that it's just paint and you can always fix it, okay? You can always just go right back over it and fix it if you don't like how it's looking. Okay, and we got one more color blend up here with the lightest green, and then we'll be done with this side of this one. We want to make sure it dries before we flip it over so we don't mess up all that work we've just done. So we're going to leave that sitting there. Got all my sponges, and I'm going to go over and we're going to work on our Rockin' Santa part. Okay, so same thing with him. Is he's going to get painted on both sides also. So I'm going to start with the back side on him. I like to start with the back side sometimes just because you don't see it as much. And if you do get a little splash of something else on it, it's okay because it'll just kind of disappear off the back. So once again, we're going to dip in. We're going to scrape off the excess paint, and then we're going to do a little bunny hop all over. Dip in, scrape off the excess. With these smaller paint pots, you kind of have to dip in half of the sponge. You can do that and just keep pouncing until you do not see any wet, shiny parts of your paint. You can keep hopping around with that sponge and it will spread the paint out everywhere for you, because that little bit's going to go a really long way. It's always surprising how much you can paint with just a little bit of paint on there. Okay, so on this one, I'm doing the white on the moon part. So we just painted it white right there. It's really thin coat, so you can't see it too well. But that part is going to end up getting the champagne. And so on your container, it's going to have a C on it. That's our champagne metallic. It's really pretty and shiny, but it needs a primer paint before you put the metallic on. So that's why we're doing the white. And then on Santa and the reindeer, we're going to do them black, like they're a silhouette in the sky, because where are they gonna be? They're gonna be flying in the sky. They're gonna be flying to come see you pretty soon. So we're gonna make him look like he's way up in the sky. So we're gonna paint him black. And you have all these colors in your kit. You have all these colors and sponges, so you have everything you need. We're just gonna keep painting Santa here. And his reindeer. We only have 3 reindeer on here. I wonder what names. You can come up with some names that you give these 3 reindeers. What are your favorite reindeer? Comet is a very popular one. I like Prancer. Prancer is a good reindeer. Of course, some of you may want to make one Rudolph and put a little red nose on him. That'd be cute too. But what do we got? We got Dasher, Dancer, Prancer, Vixen, Comet, Cupid, Donner, Blitzen. We're all getting ready. We're all getting ready up at the North Pole to start delivering packages very soon. Christmas is coming up really quick now, so exciting. Okay, so we got our little silhouette done of our reindeer, and then I'm going to check our white here is dry. So once it's dry, you can go back in with your champagne color, and this is just a real pretty metallic shimmery paint. And then we're doing the same technique of dipping in, scraping off, and then hopping up and down. Right where you painted white before, you're now going to paint the champagne right on top of that. I like this so far. This is just really a fun project. I think you're all going to like it. It's going to be one that's going to pack away easily every year. So your mom's going to like that because it's not going to take up much space. And you can keep using it every year, setting it out with your Christmas decorations. But it's just fun. It's just a fun one. Okay. Set that to the side. And then we're going to go back and finish the other side of our trees. We're going to use the same technique on those. Actually, yeah, I'll use the same technique. You could do them just one color inside if you wanted to, just to make it a little faster. You will see the inside of these on your project, especially the trees. The top part, I think we'll just paint one side today for the tutorial so I can show you how to do it. But if I were you for your house, I would definitely paint both of them because you can see it from both sides real easily. So we're going to do the same technique, same order of colors. And I just did the big bottom part, one color, and then the next 2 pieces of the tree are the next color. We can get through this. And then you'll have plenty of time when you're done with this to go look at your books and your sticker book. I think you guys are gonna have a lot of fun with that one this holiday season, going through that. It's a super cute one. Miss Heather always finds some great books for you guys for your projects. I think that's an important part of the Mini Maker Club is the books. So we hope you enjoy them. So I'm going to go ahead and do a little bit of wet on that dark color again. And we're just like right along the top there so we can blend it, and then back with the medium green right on top, and then back to the other one. And you just keep blending it back and forth. See, I keep going back and forth between the sponges. That's okay. Do it until you like the way that it looks. It's a new technique. It's always good to try and do it different ways, you know, try something you haven't done before. That's the fun part about your box, is you're always going to learn something new, always something new to try out. And then the next time you paint, you might say, even if we don't suggest it, you might go, "Ooh, I really like blue in that ombre, so I think I'm going to do an ombre look on that sign," or your project, whatever you're working on, and that'll be great. And then after we get these parts done, we're going to just paint those little pieces that you put it together with. It's kind of cool how it goes together. And almost done here. So get this little blended together. Blend it together. And then we've got our bases here. And I'm going to do the light green for this piece. Is at the top of your tree, so I'm going to do it light green so it blends in a little bit better. Make sure you paint both sides of this. Okay, and then the bottom is the two little separate pieces. So there's two little pieces like this. Okay, you're going to take both of those. That's going to be your darker color at the bottom, because that's going to go down by the bottom. So if you want it to blend in, that's the best way to do that. Okay, then go back, flip this one over, and paint the other side. And this side. And the good thing about these paints is they wash off real good with the little soap and water, so don't worry if you get them on your hand a little bit, it's okay. Get them right off. Okay, so we've got everything painted now. Once everything is dried off, we're going to be able to put this together. So I'm going to close up these paints and get them out of the way. There we go. We still got that one over there. Okay. So here is our tree pieces painted on both sides. Okay. So here is the trick. You're going to take your little glue pot now and open up. It's got a little G on the top for glue, and your little touch-up brush. Kind of push that because it's kind of real stiff when you first open it. Put a little bit of glue on your brush, and right here at the top of the tree, there's two little slots here, okay? We just want to brush a tiny little bit of glue into those slots, okay? So go around with the paintbrush and go into those slots with that. And then you take this little piece and stick that right in those slots, okay? And then you do the same thing on your other side of your tree. Go around your little slots with some glue. Getting it done, getting it done. And that goes right there. Wipe off any excess. And then you can stand it up. Just hold that together. And then all we have is our bottom pieces left. And right where that little slot is, I'm just gonna put a little bit of glue. This just will take a little time to dry. I'd leave it setting probably for 20-30 minutes after you're done, okay? So that it will make sure and dry real good and stay together. We actually have one set up here in our shop that's not even glued, and it stays pretty good. So it's a great little design. So I like to hold this tree together at the top. And for this part, you may want to get a parent to help you, depending on if you can do that or not. So then you just slip these right on the bottom. Goes right on the bottom here. Just like that. And I like to pull them kind of towards the edge to help give a little more balance to your piece. And that is it, kiddos. That is our whole tree. And then here is the magic part. Bring them a little bit closer so you can see them. So you're gonna paint both sides of yours, but I just painted one today. And I just forgot. We can't do that part yet. See, even I mess up sometimes. So take this little piece back out, okay? We do have to put this little guy in first and then put this guy in. And I've done him before and I forgot that, so it's not a problem. And that's what's good about the wood glue is when you first do it, you can take it right back out. See, we can fix everything, can't we? So there we go. So now he just rocks and rocks. So, see him working there? That is our Rockin' Santa for your maker box there. So, hope you enjoy it. Can't wait to see. Take a picture when you're done with your project and let us see what it looks like in your house. Merry Christmas. Okay, so now it's time to put our tree together, okay? So you've got your pieces, you've got your little top piece and your little bases. So we're gonna add a little bit of glue along the grooves in the bottom pieces. And just like that. And then stick your tree down. You know, don't feel, you can always ask your parents for help with this part if it seems a little difficult to you. It's not a problem. Then we're gonna take our Rockin' Santa part and we're gonna slide him in between these two pieces of tree, okay? So he goes down right there. And then on that tree is two little notches on either side, okay? So they're like little notches right up here towards the top, okay? And we're gonna take a little bit of glue and we're gonna put right in those little slots on both sides, okay? We're gonna do front and back. Front and back's gonna get a little bit of glue. And then just kind of hold this and you slide this piece in. So basically you're working with inside the circle of the Rockin' Santa part, okay? So this piece fits in between the circle part, right where that hole is, where the moon is. That's where this piece is gonna go, okay? So you can see it there. It's the little platform, and then this piece kind of moves up and down, okay? So it's kind of hard to show you from there, but that's how it goes. And then you just push it together. So those three little pieces hold this whole project together. And you've got your little Santa, and he now will sit on that, and you can just set him off to rock like that. So that's our Rockin' Santa. So I hope you have fun with this project. Can't wait to see your pictures of how you chose to paint it and how you created it. And I hope you have a Merry Christmas.